2 post, I hit rock bottom, then an anonymous message changed everything. I was completely lost, drowning in despair, with no hope left. Every day felt heavier than the last, and I had given up on myself. But then, an anonymous message appeared on my phone, simple yet powerful. The hardest battles are invisible. Keep going. What followed was a journey of self-discovery, resilience, and emotional growth. Through struggles, small sparks of hope, and confronting my past, I learned to rise from the ashes of my former self. This is my story of pain, courage, and finding purpose again. Weeks passed, and the world seemed lighter. The weight on my chest wasn't gone, but I had learned to carry it differently. Each morning I awoke with a sense of purpose. Not all days were bright, not all steps were easy, but the direction had changed. I was moving forward, not simply existing. I began to seek opportunities to give back. Volunteering at the local community center, I met people struggling with despair, fear, and loss, people who reminded me of the person I had been. I shared my story with them, not as a hero, but as someone who had been broken and had found a way to rise. Their eyes reflected hope, curiosity, and sometimes tears. Each interaction became a reminder that growth is not solitary. It's shared, multiplied, contagious. One evening, I stumbled upon a small theater hosting storytelling nights. People from all walks of life shared their journeys, pain, triumph, lessons learned. On impulse, I signed up for the next session. Standing on the small stage, with lights dim and audience attentive, I began to recount my story. The crushing despair, the anonymous message, the slow climb back to life. My voice shook at first, but as I continued, it grew stronger, firmer, resonating not just with the listeners, but with myself. By the end, the room was silent for a heartbeat, then erupted in applause. Strangers came up to shake my hand, to share their gratitude, to tell me how my words had inspired them. In that moment, I understood fully. My pain had meaning. My struggle had purpose. I had transformed ashes into fire. The notebook, the one that had held the stranger's words, had grown into a collection of reflections, sketches, lessons, and plans. Each page chronicled not only my pain, but my resilience, my courage, and my growth. I realized that my life could be a beacon for others, a testament to the possibility of hope, even in the darkest times. Months passed. I took up new challenges, learning new skills, meeting new people, exploring new parts of the city I had long ignored. Every risk, every unfamiliar step reinforced the truth I had discovered. Courage isn't the absence of fear, but the willingness to act despite it. Then one day, I received a letter slipped under my door. No handwriting I recognized, no stamp, just simple words typed clearly. "You've risen, keep rising." I smiled, feeling a warmth I hadn't known in years. The stranger, if they were real, had guided me, but now I knew the true guide had always been myself. The messages, the art, the small sparks in daily life. They were mirrors showing me that strength had existed within me all along. I continued to create, to write, to speak, to inspire. Friends and strangers alike sought advice or shared their own struggles. Every conversation became a bridge, every shared moment a reminder that human connection is both fragile and powerful. I discovered that the more I gave, the more I grew, not materially, but spiritually, emotionally, and mentally. On quiet nights, when rain taps softly against my window, I reflect on the journey. I think of the weight I once carried, the despair that seemed endless, and the way tiny acts of courage, hope, and attention to life transformed everything. I am not the person I was. I am stronger, wiser, more compassionate. I am present, alive, and aware of my potential. Life is still fragile. There are setbacks, moments of fear, days when despair creeps back. But now I know the path. Move forward, act with courage, embrace every emotion, and keep going. The ashes I once lay in now fuel my fire, the invisible. The battles are no longer prisons. They are invitations to rise, to grow, to live fully. And as the sun rises over the city each morning, I feel it. Warmth, possibility, hope. The stranger's message may have sparked the journey, but the fire burns within me now. I have learned the most essential truth. No matter how deep the darkness, we carry the light to emerge again. Keep going, I whisper to myself, smiling. And I do.